Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing something that is pretty hyped in our Bangladesh community, and it is none other than the Beauty Glazed Colourpop palette. Okay, so without any further banter, I'm just gonna jump straight into the tutorial, and then I'll be doing the swatches, and lastly there will be a review. If you just want to see the review, I will put a time limit. You can skip to that portion. If you just want to see the swatches, you can skip to that portion, and if you just want to watch the entire video, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you so much. So I already did my base makeup for a separate video, and I really hope that the palette does not have a fallout. I'm basically repeating everything that I said in the first video that I filmed. This is the second time I'm filming this review video because, as I said, I lost all of my files, which including the file where I reviewed the palette for the first time. Now I know that it does have like a slight fallout but I'm just pretending that I don't know, so this still remains like a first impression like video. I'm not going to talk about the entire palette right now. I'm going to put it at the very end of the video, but I'm just going to say that when you open the palette, that even happened to me in the first video. When you open the palette, you get the green section, then you get the oranges and yellows, reds too, except that there's no red matte shade. Then comes the blue section, and lastly the purple section. So it has 4 sections. Each section has 15 eyeshadows, and so 4 into 15 is 60 eyeshadows. If you saw the picture that I put up on Instagram, also the thumbnail should be that picture as well, I played around with colors from each section. That is, I used something from the greens, the blues, the yellows, the reds, the purples, everything. So without any further banter, let's get on to the tutorial. Well, I already primed my eyes. I basically primed my eyes with some concealer. I use the Colourpop concealer. You can go back to my previous videos and see how I primed my eyelids. I basically put on some concealer, and I do not set it with powder. All I do is that I set my brow bone area with a bone colored eyeshadow or something that is close to my skin tone but a little lighter. So to start off, I will use this bone eyeshadow, then I'm going to pack it right here. I will be taking this purple shade. I will be placing this eyeshadow in my crease and the outer V of my eyelids. Will also be winging out ever so slightly with the purple color. After that, I will be taking this hot pink shade from the same section. I will also be placing this hot pink color right on top of the purple shade that we used earlier. Mesh the 2 colors. Moving on to the oranges and red section, we will be taking this peachy shade and use this to blend the hot pink color. When you're done with the peach, take the yellow shade from the same red and orange section, seeing the yellow color towards the inside, then dragging whatever's left on the brush on the end. When you're done placing all the colors, take a fluffier blending brush. For this, I will be using the Morphe M433 brush. Basically softening the edges with this clean blending brush. You can see I did get some fallout from the purple and the pink shade, but that's doable because I can dust off this color. I'll be using my Colourpop No Filter Concealer and a concealer brush. It's the Morphe M224 brush. Taking the concealer and looking up, basically that will create a line to follow. Something like this. Using a flat shading brush, I will be taking this orangey peachy shimmer color. When you're done applying the shimmer, go back with the purple shade and blend the two colors. Something like this should be good enough because we will be going in with a glitter on this portion. For the glitter, I'll be taking this amazingly beautiful purple glitter. I will also be using the glitter to make a wing. As you can see, we did get some fallout from the glitter as well. For my lower lash line, I will be taking the dark purple shade that we used at the very beginning and apply it as close to our lash line as possible. Then with my e.l.f. blending brush and the peachy shade, I will be blending the purple color. I will be applying the yellow shade at the very beginning of my lower lash line. To complete this side's makeup, I will be taking my Revolution's Soft X palette, take this pink highlighter for my inner corners. And now on this side, we will be playing with the blues and the greens. Starting off with this dark blue shade. I said this in the first video as well, that this color does not show up to be as true as what it looks in the pan, and also it is a little rough compared to all the other shades, as it's very rough to the touch, and it is slightly chalky as well. So you might have to build up this color to get your desired deep blue shade. I'm going in the second time. Taking this sea green shade from the green section, we will be basically blending the blue with this sea green color. We'll be taking a lighter, more mintier green and use this to blend the sea green color. I have a hint of yellow in both the sides. I will be taking this very lemony yellow from the blue section. Also focusing it mostly on the front before dragging it to the exterior. This yellow does not really show up that much, so don't worry if you struggle as well. This color is meant to be very subdued. It's like the other side, after blending, we will be blending it further with a clean blending brush. From the green section, I will be taking this minty green and apply this on our crease. Again, blend the shimmer with the matte using the dark blue color. Like I said, I will be using a glitter glue on this side, and I will be using the NYX Glitter Glue. I personally do not like this glitter glue, but যেহেতু কিনে ফেলছি এটা তো use করতেই হবে, taking a pea-sized amount, like অনেক অল্প, and tracing it where I would want my glitter to be, basically the wing বানাবো with the glitter glue. Now I will be taking this blue glitter from the blue section. Look how pretty! Immediately you'll see a difference, like there is no fallout from the glitter on this side. That's basically it. I will clean up this wing because it's a little wonky. For the lower lash line, I will be taking the blue shade as close to my lash line as possible. Then I will be taking the lighter mint color, blending this out. And the lemon yellow shade on the interior. Now to finish everything off, I will be taking this almost white highlighter from the Sofix palette. From the Sofix palette that we used earlier for our pink inner corner highlight on that side. We're using something that has blue tone on this side. Now all we have to do is wear our mascara and our falsies and some nude eyeliner on the lash line. I'll be using my Rimmel Scandeleyes for the nude eyeliner. Mascara, I'll be using my Loreal Lash Paradise Mascara. For my lashes, I will be using This Is She's Miss Elegance lashes. Place the middle section first and then put the ends in place. It's kind of difficult to wear lashes on camera, to be very honest. Now that we're done with our eye makeup, let's get to the swatches and the review. For my lipstick, I am using Tiramisu. For my lipstick, I'll be using the Jordana Tiramisu on the center and the Colourpop liquid matte lipstick in the shade Speed Dial on the outer edges. I always like mixing lipsticks, I'm sorry. It's something that you cannot do. I'm done with the makeup. Lipstick ko lagaysi, eye makeup ko korchi. It looks quite identical to what I did the first time. I feel like একটু dark হইছে মনে হয় এই সাইডটা, but still it serves the purpose of the review. আমার মতামত তো আর change হয় নাই. So let's get on to it, shall we? I swear this is the worst part of the video where you have to do the swatches. I've done this before, as in since this is the second time. I mean, কয়বার বলতেছি that this is the second time. বুঝতে তো মানুষ, যাই হোক. But I cannot stress this enough how shitty it feels to swatch eyeshadows or lipsticks or basically anything. I think that's the only thing that I hate about makeup is swatching them. When you open the palette, you basically come across a sheet paper, যেটাকে আমি পাচ্ছি না এখন, কই জানি চলে গেছে. I wanted to keep it for the video, but ভালোই চলে গেছে because বারবার পড়ে যায় যখন আমি প্যালেটটা করি. Anywho, so the first, as I've said in the intro of the video, there's basically 4 sections, and the first section is the green. So we'll start off with swatching the green section. I'm gonna be putting my arms here because আমার আর ভালো লাগে না. আচ্ছা, একটু zoom করে নিই. Just a disclaimer that the scratches that you see in my hand are the results of my cat's bite marks or scratch marks. These aren't inflicted by me or by anyone else, but by an animal, which is my cat. That is why it's pardoned. Okay, so the first shade is a skin tone shade. আমি কিছু বলবো না, আমি যখন একটা শেড আসবে যেটা আমার ভালো লাগে না, আমি তখনই কথা বলবো. This was a shade that I did not like. It's from the green shade. It is second rote. Second row ekdom majher shade. I do not like this shade because এটা তেমন show up করে না skin-এ. I think I have to build this shade quite a few times. I used this shade today. It's quite similar to this one. When I actually filmed the first time, আমার কাছে লাগছে that the shimmers are tough to work with. So a palette, if there's anything that's on the downside, it's the shimmers. So this is basically the entire green section. Someone can take a screenshot of this if they wanna. After the greens, we will be moving on to the red and the oranges. আমি just শুরুতেই বলে দিচ্ছি that I do not have any complaints. Oh no, I do have complaints, but when it comes to the eyeshadows, they are. This is again a skin tone shade, that is why it's not showing up on my skin, because it's literally the color of my skin. Can you see? Yeah, it's right there. It is pigmented, but it's literally identical to my skin tone. As you can see, this entire section is extremely pigmented, but the only complaint that I have is that it has way too many oranges. I think they could have replaced these many oranges with some brown tone colors or something gray even. That would be nice to have something neutral or cool tone, but এতগুলো oranges দিয়ে কোনো লাভ হবে না because they all blend out to be the same. Now off we go! Now the blues, a pretty interesting section because as we all know, blues are a little difficult to work with, and I also said that I struggled using the navy blue shade because it doesn't show up to be its true color. The only beige-like color from the palette, but this is very underwhelming as it does not show up. This shade right here, I used this on my eyes today, and these two are very chalky. So this is the entire blue section. Take a picture if you wanna. Now last but not the least, the purples. I absolutely love the colors in the purples and I cannot wait to do something with the purples. So now that I'm done with the swatches, this feels amazing because I'm done with this video. আমাকে যদি কেউ বদলা দিছ এখন আমার ফাইল ডিলিট হয় না বা কিছু নেই আমি তোমাকে খুন করে ফেলবো. Once again, this is another shade that it is. আচ্ছা যাই হোক. The shades that I did not like was this shade right here. Then from the blue section, I definitely did not like these two because these two were chalky and kind of rough. Now again, then the only beige tone shade, this was also very disappointing. Or I could just say eh. Every time I'm disappointed, I'll just say it's eh. There's no color that I hate from this section, but all I have to say that they just put way too many oranges here. Now lastly, from the green section, I did not like this color here and these two color here. তো কয়টা হয়? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 6টা কি বা 7টা হয়? 6টা কি 7টা? 6টা বা 7টার মতো. So basically, I did not like 6 shades from the 60 colors, which is not bad actually, because দেখা যায় ইন্দুর একটা সাইজের প্যালেটের মধ্যে we hate maximum of the shades, but we only keep it for that one shade that's amazing. So I think this is a pretty damn palette. As you can see, you can judge it for yourself right now. The swatches were amazing. আমার কিছুই করার ছিল না swatches গুলোতে, আমি just একটু দিয়ে কিন্তু করছি. I did not really press that hard into this. যদি দেখে মনে হয় that the pants look pretty busted, it's because এটা একবার আমি use করছি for swatches and এখন আবার করতে হচ্ছে. That is why it probably looks a little busted, but মিথ্যা বলার কোনো তো কারণ নেই, তাই না? এটা তো আমাকে টাকাও দিবে না, জানেও না কে, এটা তো এমনিও কপি করে, তো ওদের ডাইও আসবে না. So getting to the review, first things first, many of my followers on Instagram asked me if this palette is authentic or not, or the other palettes that they have been seeing around in Facebook is authentic or not because of the price variation. Some of the pages are selling it for 1,000, some of the pages are selling it for 1,100, or some of the pages are even charging it for 1,200. Now, if you go to the website of Beauty Glaze, you will see that this palette is around $22. Let me check this again. Okay, so it's actually $27 in the Beauty Glaze website. And if you convert the $27 to Bangladeshi Taka, it's roughly around 2,300, probably 2,285, something like that. Very close to 2,300. So that is basically what would make others question that why are we getting this palette for so less? Now, to answer the question, in simple words, that website is bullshit. Someone with a very clever mind decided to create a website for Beauty Glazed and take those products which are offered in AliExpress or the Chinese retailing websites. They take it in bulk and they sell it through that page, just like the retailers in Bangladesh do, but they are providing it with the genuine price. বাংলাদেশে আসতে হয়তো বা একটু টাকা মানে একটুখানি হলেও তো আমাদের প্রাইসটা বাড়বে বিকজ শিপ করে আনানো হচ্ছে, and এই প্রাইস অল্টারেশনটাও ডিফারেন্ট বাংলাদেশি শিপার্সের মধ্যেও দেখা যায় ইজ বিকজ একজনের শিপিং কোম্পানি ডিফারেন্ট হতে পারে, সো ওদের শিপিং চার্জেসও ডিফারেন্ট, ওই শিপিং চার্জেসের জন্যই বেসিকলি প্রাইসটা বাড়ে. ইফ এনিওয়ানস চার্জিং দিস ফর a hefty amount of money, don't do that. That's haram income. Unless আর কি তোমার shipping rates বেশি পড়ছে, যাই হোক. So yes, the palette that you're seeing in the Bangladesh makeup community is most likely original and authentic, but if you see this for 400 টাকা, 500 টাকা, something like that, which is crazy low, then I don't think that's original. So to say the palette that is offered for the price tag of 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 is most likely the original one. And the reason why I said that the website is a bullshit website is because if you go to Beauty Glaze website and if you check where they are produced or distributed, you will see that they are produced in China, they're distributed in Hong Kong, they're a California-based company, but the link will take you to a Pakistani-based website, and it's apparently very shady and very skeptics. It's very evident that that website is a bullshit website. So please do not get your stuff from that website. If you have to get these palettes, get it from Amazon or AliExpress. And Bangladeshi Jara say collection, I got this from Collections to Closet. Get it from Collection to Closet. I think that's the best place for the other reliable pages that you might know. Ami Jaina, Ami can see Collections to Closet. I got this, and I had to wait for almost 3 months because when I placed the order, we declared lockdown and তখন China travel ban ছিল, I think. So it was hard to get these shipped. But as soon as they opened the airlines, it was ishigase, and I got my ones pretty quickly. I even ordered 2 other palettes for my sister and my friend. I got them in 2 days after ordering, so they were pretty good and fast with the delivery. As for I know, they have crazy amount of deliveries to do. The order macho, but the fact that they could deliver the product in time is mashallah good. Okay, so now about the brand. The reason why I said that this brand is basically a copycat brand of other brands is because of how the product is crazily similar, like products from Morphe or Huda Beauty or Smashbox. I'll show you an example right now. Okay, so I had this palette from Beauty Glaze, this was probably the first palette that I got from Beauty Glaze, and it's the popping palette. And if you open this, and if you like completely cover the label, you cannot even differ if this is a Beauty Glaze palette or a Morphe palette, because it is identical to the Morphe palette. I forgot which one, but I will insert an image right here so that you can see. Oh, it's probably the Boss Lady or Boss palette, something like that. I'll insert the image right here so that you can see how similar these are. It's basically the same. And I honestly do prefer Beauty Glaze products over Morphe products, like me. Then comes the mini palettes. This is from Beauty Glaze and this is from Huda Beauty. If you hold them side by side, definitely it will look like the Huda Beauty one is small in size, but the pan sizes, that the actual quantity of the eyeshadows are actually the same. And if I have to compare, I really love the Huda Beauty palette, especially the one that is in blue. So kind of half-hearted when it comes to choosing between this and that, because I like them both. But we're done talking about the comparisons or the authenticity of the brand and the brand in general. I would like to talk about the quality. Now, as I said earlier, it comes in 4 sections, and in 4 sections there's 15 eyeshadows, so 15 into 4 is 60 eyeshadows. Another question that I've been getting is if people should get the James Charles palette or this palette. The James Charles palette probably has 32 shades, and I have said this before as well, that I do not like the James Charles palette. I'm just going to use it because I had to buy it for a lot of money. That is good to see, but if I have to suggest, please don't get that one. Invest in an indie brand like Pinky Rose Cosmetics or BH Perfect Cosmetics, something like that, or even this palette. It's amazing. Think out of this, and out of those 60 shades, I think there was only 6 shades that I felt like were a little disappointing. So এখন আমাকে এসে যদি বলতো that this palette, as in the Beauty Glaze palette, Beauty Glaze palette costs 5,000 taka, I would definitely buy it. Because if I could buy the James Charles palette for 5,000 taka, which only offers 32 eyeshadows, why wouldn't I buy this one for 5,000, which gives me 60 eyeshadows? Also, it's extremely travel friendly. Like, look at the size of it. It's the size of my hand, whereas the James Charles palette is gigantic. So in terms of being travel friendly, this one definitely tops. Again, when it comes to shade range, just this one tops. Although I would, if this one had more brown tones or neutral tones in this palette, it would be amazing, because it can excessive amount of orange shade ase. Orange shades gula eto na dileo hoto. For the price, for the quality, I would definitely pay 5,000 for this palette. The eyeshadows are extremely buttery and soft, and I think there were 2 shades that were chalky and rough to the touch. Other than that, the rest of them were very fine, very smooth. I think I struggled the most with the shimmers. I also like the glitter. As I said about the glitters are supposed to be flaky, jhorjhore hote hoy. So if you expect something jhorjhore to not jhorjhora, then you must be dumb. Because that is their nature. That is what they're supposed to be like. So in order to put them in place, you need a sticking agent. That is, you need a glitter glue. The mattes, amazing. I don't have anything to say about the mattes except that 2 of the shades were a little chalky, but other than that, everything else was phenomenal. So to conclude this video, I would say that if you want to buy this palette, go ahead and buy this palette. চোখ বন্ধ করে কিনতে পারো। Okay, so that's basically it. I am just blabbering at this point. I hope you like this video, and if you have any more questions to ask, feel free to comment down below or DM me in Instagram if you're too shy to leave down a comment. Like this video if you liked this video basically, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Thank you very much. Bye bye. नजर से नजर आजा तुझे मैं भिंडी खाऊंगी. That is what I would hear. आज रात तुझे भिंडी खाऊंगी. But I know it's not that. Okay, so I'm done with the video. Bye bye.